remain standing and join with Professor Michael Lerone and the university's School of Music Band in singing the national anthem. Please be seated. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the University of Wisconsin-Madison's Spring Commencement Ceremony for doctoral, medical professional, MFA, and honorary degree candidates. Please, let's start with a round of applause to honor and congratulate all of today's graduates. In the audience this afternoon are spouses, children, parents, siblings, and many, many good friends. Thank you all for all that you have done to support tonight's graduates and to make it possible for them to be here. And I'm going to ask our graduates to rise if they are able and to applaud tonight's audience for all of their support. Please be seated. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the members of our official party. I'm going to ask each of them to stand up when their name is called and to remain standing. And I'm going to ask the audience to hold your applause until all members of the party have been introduced. Sarah Mangelsdorf, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Wendy Crone, Interim Dean of the Graduate School. David McDonald, Professor of History and Chair of the Committee on Honorary Degrees. Peter Dervin, Honorary Degree Candidate. Laura Kiesling, Professor of Chemistry and Professor of Biochemistry. John Carl Scholes, Dean of the College of Letters and Science. Catherine Vanden Bosch, Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Ian Robertson, Dean of the College of Engineering. William Linton, Honorary Degree Candidate. Stephen M. Swanson, Dean of the School of Pharmacy. Russell Koff, Associate Dean in the School of Business. Soyan Chim, Dean of the School of Human Ecology. Laurie Berkwam, Vice Provost for Student Life and Dean of Students. Regina Milner, Vice President of the UW System Board of Regents. Estella Leopold, Honorary Degree Candidate. Donald Waller, Professor of Botany and Environmental Studies. Marcia Malik, Vice Chancellor for Research and Graduate Education. Michael Splinter, Honorary Degree Candidate. John Buski, Professor and Chair, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Robert Golden, Dean of the School of Medicine and Public Health. Julie Underwood, Dean of the School of Education. Catherine May, Dean of the School of Nursing. Mark Markell, Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine. Norma Salvador, Director of the Arts Institute. Paul Zedler, Professor and Associate Director of the Nelson Institute for Environmental Studies. Joellen Fair, Professor of Journalism and Mass Communication and Chair of the University Committee, the Executive Committee of the Faculty Senate. Jeff Russell, Vice Provost for Lifelong Learning and Dean of Continuing Studies, Scott of Chawtic, Registrar, Ray Tafora, Vice Chancellor for Legal Affairs, and Richard Keller, Associate Dean in the Division of International Studies. Please join me in welcoming all of these distinguished individuals. Thank you. Today we celebrate not only your graduation from one of the world's top universities, but also an historic moment. This spring is the 150th anniversary of the very first women to graduate from the University of Wisconsin. There you go. There were 6 women in the class of 1865. They earned degrees from the 2-year teacher training program that was then called the Normal Department. And they paved the way for the first women's bachelor degree candidates 4 years later. Which leads me to pose one final question before you graduate. Do you suppose that the appearance of women on this campus launched A, a celebration, or B, a vigorous effort to shut down the Normal Department so they'd leave? The answer, of course, is B. Helping to lead the opposition was Paul Chadbourne, a chemistry professor who served briefly as university president. He felt strongly that women and men ought to be educated separately, and he briefly won that fight. The Normal Department was abolished and replaced with a female college for 4 years, until John Bascom became president and granted women full coeducational status. Years later, the Board of Regents had a bit of fun, naming the campus's all-female dormitory after Paul Chadbourne. Almost 30 years later, in 1892, the University of Wisconsin conferred its very first doctoral degree. The recipient was Charles Van Hise, who would later become the president. But it didn't take so long for women to get doctoral degrees. In fact, the next year, Kate Everest of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, became the first woman to earn a doctoral degree at the university. She earned her doctorate in history and went on to teach at Lawrence University in Appleton. Today, we understand that our strength lies in our diversity. Male and female, international and United States, different in so many ways. We are proud that our graduate and professional schools draw scholars from across the globe whose backgrounds and life experiences enrich our teaching and learning, and who will become not only your colleagues, but I hope your lifelong friends. Let me introduce, as an example, just a few of the extraordinary people with us here tonight. Matthew Hoffman from Dousman, Wisconsin, graduates with a degree in medicine. Matt also earned a master's, bachelor's, and PhD here. The School of Medicine and Public Health call him one of their most accomplished students in history. As an undergrad, Matt found a job in a lab in the Division of Otolaryngology, and there discovered a passion for voice science. He has since published 60 articles, is editor of the International Journal of Voice, and developed and patented an implant to treat vocal cord paralysis. Just a few months ago, Matt was diagnosed with lymphoma. He has shared that story publicly, and it's been an inspiration to patients and their families, not to mention his classmates. He's scheduled to finish treatment next month and will begin his residency here at the University of Wisconsin. Maya Warren of St. Louis graduates today. She's got her own cheering section. Graduates today with a doctorate in food science, specializing in ice cream. She's also earned a certificate in entrepreneurship, all while mentoring more than 20 undergraduate researchers in her lab. Maya and her colleague Amy DeYoung, you've heard of, because they had the whole campus rooting for them as they pulled off an upset win in the amazing race last year, taking home the $1 million prize. But Maya's real reward has been the opportunity to inspire women and girls of color to pursue careers in science. Maya is working on developing a TV show that will explore the science and culture of ice cream around the world. Surendra Prajapati graduates with a doctorate in medical physics. He's headed to the MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston for his residency. During his time here, Surendra has worked with his advisors to create hardware and software for the UW Open Source Medical Device Initiative, a project that envisions connecting researchers from across the globe to design, build, and test medical devices on a collaborative open source platform. As president of the Nepal Student Association here on campus, Surendra has been working around the clock on the relief effort following the devastating April earthquake in Nepal. And he's even helped to find shelter for members of the extended UW family who found themselves stranded in Nepal. Surendra's hometown was among the hardest hit by the earthquake. His family home was destroyed, but we're grateful his parents and his in-laws are safe. They are not here tonight, but Surendra's wife, Mundira Munundar, is with us. Tonight marks the end of your studies and the beginning of the next phase of your life, and the three individuals I've talked about are three stories which could be duplicated by every one of you in many, many different ways. Most of you, I would guess, have a pretty good idea of what you plan to do when you leave campus. You came as graduate students. That means you'd already chosen to pursue a very specific subject. But I suspect many of you had no idea exactly where your years as a graduate student would lead you. I hope that along the way you've had a number of aha moments during your time here. Moments of new discovery, when all the ideas suddenly came together and you knew what you were going to write, or you mapped out your next step in the lab. Those moments are what keep many professors here at UW deeply engaged in their field for a lifetime. But we all know there are a lot of moments between those aha moments. Times when exhaustion and frustration set in. Times when you might wonder just why this path you chose many years ago ever seemed like a good idea. When Albert Einstein came upon a problem that stumped him, he'd walk away and play his violin. Isaac Newton and Carl Sagan would walk away and pick up their pens and write. Beatrix Potter created Peter Rabbit as an outlet for the frustration she encountered as a botanist. When you're stuck, it can be useful to simply step aside, to write, draw, plant a garden, play music, cook, whatever you do, unplug for a while. Creativity and inspiration are odd things. They sometimes arrive unexpectedly and can't always be pushed to deliver on your schedule. Each of you has been given the ultimate human gift, the gift of curiosity. I hope you keep questioning, keep seeking, keep imagining new possibilities, keep looking for new aha moments, new experiences, and new ways to stretch yourself. Because if we've done our work well, you will leave this place with a deep and nuanced understanding of your field, ready to launch your career. I hope you see a world full of possibilities out there. I certainly know there's a world full of challenges out there, and I hope you will bring what you learned to those challenges wherever they lead you. And while you are here, I hope you've absorbed a bit of what we call the Wisconsin idea. That's the belief that this university exists not only to educate students and conduct research, but to serve the world at large, beyond the borders of its campus. Knowledge is of value not just for its own sake, but for how it can be used in the world. And after you graduate, I hope you'll remember the Wisconsin idea and hold on to the notion that you have a calling to use your education to make something in this world a little bit better. So thank you for the time you've spent here. You've all, everyone, been an important part of our community. And I, for one, can't wait to see what it is that you do next. We're expecting good things from all of you. But wherever you go, be sure to come back and visit us every so often here in Madison and tell us how you're doing. Congratulations, and on Wisconsin. I now have the honor of introducing Regina Milner, Vice President of the UW System Board of Regents and a member of the Regents since 2012. She currently serves as the Regent appointee to the Wisconsin Higher Educational Aids Board. Regent Milner holds a law and master's degree from the University of Wisconsin and an undergraduate degree in education from the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. Her career as lawyer, consultant, appraiser, and broker in real estate spans more than 30 years. She founded 2 consulting companies and worked with public and private sector clients on a variety of quite complex real estate projects. She served in leadership positions in several corporations. Her involvement with UW-Madison includes the Wisconsin Alumni Association Board of Directors, the Athletic Board, the Wisconsin Real Estate Alumni Association, the Chazen Art Museum Council, and the Chancellor's Advisory Board. She's truly a woman who does everything. Please welcome Regina Milner. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Chancellor Blank. On this very special occasion, and on behalf of my Regent colleagues and UW System President Ray Cross, I offer my sincere congratulations to each of you. Today is an important accomplishment. It's the culmination of years of hard work, long hours of studying, and so many sacrifices by you and those that care for you. Bravo to all of you. Let me extend a special welcome also to the family and friends joining us for this celebration. Family and friends often take this journey with the students, providing support in many ways, big and small, seen and unseen. That support has been important and invaluable, and we join you in thanking them today. But today is really about our new graduates. It's about you. And for you personally, this is a historic moment, a day to remember as the years go by. You are earning a prestigious and advanced degree, and you're beginning the next stage in your life. Each of you has a story of your own journey to this moment, some by a traditional route, high school, college, graduate school, or professional school. For others, the path may be, well, a bit more convoluted and perhaps later in life. But we're all at the finish line, which turns out really to be a starting gate. Truly a time to take stock and remember in the future. 30 years ago, before cell phones and laptops were standard equipment, I crossed a stage at UW-Madison Fieldhouse to collect my law degree. I remember that day very well, and the unwavering support of my fellow students, my professors, and my family. My parents who joined us from Idaho, my husband, and my 3 sons, one of whom was in high school. And I remember it as distinctly as if it were yesterday. Obviously, mine wasn't the traditional route. A lot has changed in the last 3 decades, including higher education. The internet alone has changed what and with whom we study, and the change has not always been technology. Chancellor Blank talked about this being the 152nd year that since women have been graduating from UW-Madison. I can remember at my graduation there were very few women on the platform. That dynamic, evolving process will continue. Who knows what the future will hold? 30 years from now, for our children and our grandchildren, who knows what it'll hold for them when they enter college? But one thing hasn't changed and won't change. It's the importance of a quality institution where dedicated and creative faculty inspire students to want more, where innovative research expands possibilities, and where fellow students challenge and encourage their peers. The UW-Madison's 160 plus years of dedication to crafting an academic community committed to shared success is world-renowned. It arises from the hard work and vision of faculty, of students, of staff, administration, community partners, and of course, of families. UW-Madison exemplified that back when I crossed the stage, and I'm confident it will do so 30 years from now, where many of you will be participating in someone else's graduation. But remember, the long-term value of your degree is directly related to the strength of the institution. And the strength of the institution is to a large extent dependent upon the support of its graduates, whether baccalaureate, master's, PhD, or professional degrees. We are all part of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Your connection to UW-Madison, to Wisconsin, and to your fellow alums, friends you've made here on the campus during your time in Madison, and those you'll meet in the future, will stay with you forever. Cherish these UW connections. Value them. They are valuable. They are real, and they are powerful. Stay connected and stay engaged. Given changes in higher education, it has never been more important for our graduates to also be our advocates. So not only stay engaged, but remain our advocates. In closing, I want you to know how very proud the Board of Regents are for your accomplishments here today and those you will have in the future. Congratulations again to the graduates and to their families that are here today and perhaps elsewhere, and on Wisconsin.
Thank you very much, Regina Milner. Today, we are honored to have the privilege of awarding UW-Madison honorary degrees. An honorary degree is earned not by completing a course of study, but by living an extraordinary life. David McDonald, Professor of History and Chair of the Committee on Honorary Degrees, will read the degree citations.
Chancellor Blank, on recommendation of the faculty of the University of Wisconsin-Madison and by vote of the Board of Regents, I present these individuals for honorary degrees. I call upon Professor Laura Kiesling to bring forward Peter Dervin. Professor Peter Dervin, who began his doctoral research here at UW-Madison, works at the intersection of chemistry and biology. His career has formed around increasing risks, moving into less defined areas of science, seeking answers where others feared to tread. Today, he is recognized as a pioneer in bioorganic chemistry, whose work in the recognition of DNA helps underlie new treatments for diseases such as prostate cancer. In an arena where life-altering discoveries may come only after many years, Dervin's passion and hard work sustains his continued quest. His renown as a teacher and mentor extends the chain of scientific discovery from his distinguished predecessors to some of the world's most promising scientists. Chancellor Blank, on the recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I present Peter Dervin to receive the degree Honorary Doctor of Science.
Professor Dervin, in recognition of your extraordinary contributions to chemistry research and to advancing the treatment of disease around the world, the University of Wisconsin at Madison confers on you the degree of Honorary Doctor of Science. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Chancellor Blank, Regent Milner, alumni, faculty, students, proud parents, family, and friends. I am delighted to receive this honorary Doctor of Science degree from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I am deeply honored by this unanticipated event. I'm going to take you back in time, 45 years. So from 1967 to 1969, 2 years, I spent here in Madison happy and productive years as a graduate student in the Department of Chemistry at UW before moving to Yale in 1969 with my PhD advisor, Professor Jerry Burson. I'm excited to be back. So to now have a Wisconsin degree completes for me a missing link in my scientific journey. This was a time, I think the baby boomers will remember that, the people that born in 1945 and after, this was a time of the Vietnam War. And those were years of turmoil for students in Madison, a crisis for my generation. Since then, our generation has witnessed the invention of the microprocessor, personal computers, the internet, Google, and the smartphones, which link us together. In addition, the discovery of statins, the biotechnology revolution, and sequencing the entire human genome were not anticipated. So think about when you come back in 40 years, what did you not think about? Today, two of my former coworkers, Professor Sam Gelman, hi Sam, and Laura Kiesling, are highly distinguished professors here in chemistry and biochemistry at this great university. In some way, this establishes a bond in Madison for me. I had to get the chemistry in there, guys, a triple bond. From Burson, my mentor, to Dervin, to Gelman and Kiesling, across 3 scientific generations spanning 50 years. And Laura, I'm counting on you for the next generation, and Sam. In conclusion, very importantly, let me congratulate the doctoral, master's, and professional degree candidates for all your very hard work, and then importantly, their families for supporting them. So thank you so very much. I'm excited to be here.
I call upon Professor Donald Waller to bring forward Stella Leopold. Professor Estelle Leopold, a 1948 UW-Madison graduate, has spent 7 decades at the forefront of scientific, academic, and public work. A trailblazer who helped lay foundations for the new field of paleoecology, her research helps provide important clues to understanding ongoing changes in the contemporary global environment. She set forth when few women pursued scientific careers and fewer still reached the top echelon. While her work merits recognition on its own, she also maintains the tradition of public service set by her father, legendary UW wildlife ecologist Aldo Leopold, and other members of her extraordinary family. Her connections to Wisconsin remain strong as she continues to advocate on behalf of the Leopold Foundation. Chancellor Blank, on the recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the University of System Board of Regents, I present Estella Leopold to receive the degree Honorary Doctor of Science.
It is beautiful. Professor Leopold, in recognition of your extraordinary scientific work, your pioneering accomplishments, and your continued efforts to sustain your family's legacy of conservation, the University of Wisconsin-Madison confers on you the degree of Honorary Doctor of Science. Congratulations. Congratulations. You get the have to be hooded.
Great. Well, thank you so much for those kind words. I want you to know I'm very flattered to be here and honored today. You know, this is my favorite university. This is a campus, a place of historic values, of historic people. And it brings to mind that, you know, John Muir built his wooden clocks right over there in North Hall and learned his botany and his geology there. Frederick Jackson Turner, after he graduated here, turned over a very important document, The Significance of the American Frontier. Everybody noticed. Women in 1875 were officially admitted to this university with full coeducational status. It's a good thing because many fine women leaders have emanated from this university. Val Phillips was the first African-American woman to hold a judgeship in Wisconsin. She served as Secretary of State in Wisconsin. Representative Tammy Baldwin took her education here. Wonderful people. On a personal note, my dad taught here. My mother taught girls. My mother taught girls archery down here on Camp Randall Field in the 1930s, and she was good at it. Now, the future of this important university is critical, and it may ultimately be in your hands, depending on the career choice you make. And as I look across this sea of young faces and talent, I'm thinking, if you care, help this chancellor to keep this institution well. And I want to say, treasure this learning place, these scholars, all of you. Good luck to you all. Thank you.
I call upon Dean Stephen Swanson to bring forward William Linton. Mr. William Linton has used his position as founder and CEO of Fitchburg's Pro Omega Incorporated to champion ideals that shape the community around the corporation. His work proves that the search for new pharmaceutical solutions and techniques does not have to come at the expense of work-life balance, and that personal creativity can spur innovation. With help from Linton's far-reaching vision, the city of Fitchburg has developed a tangible identity of its own amidst fast-growing communities. Linton's own relentless curiosity pushes him to make every aspect of his surroundings better, more enjoyable, and more pleasing to the eye. All of this takes place as Promega's products continue to support groundbreaking research in life sciences, genetics, and other fields. Chancellor Blank, on the recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I present William Linton to receive the degree Honorary Doctor of Science.
William Linton. In recognition of your efforts to unite technological breakthroughs with ethical business practices and citizenship, the University of Wisconsin-Madison confers on you the degree of Honorary Doctor of Science. Congratulations. Congratulations.
So Chancellor Blank and Professor McDonald, thank you so much for this honor. And as with many others who have this opportunity to receive an honorary degree from this prestigious institute, we may never fully understand all the reasons why we were selected, but that in no way diminishes my gratitude for being in this place at this moment. It's really, for me, a wow moment. I also wish to thank the former Dean of the School of Pharmacy, Jeanette Roberts, the current Dean of the school, Dean Steve Swanson, and the Dean of the Business School, Francois Ortano-Magnier, who, among many others, supported my nomination. When I came to Madison as a young graduate student in the late summer of 1973, it was my intention to complete a PhD in medicinal chemistry in the School of Pharmacy. My goal was to finish in 4 to 5 years. I was quite ambitious. And here I am, almost 45 years later, finally getting a degree. But, you know, as the word commencement implies, our formal education, however abbreviated and whether it's completed, is only a beginning. And it's a doorway we walk through as we continue to take the next steps through life. The university was also instrumental in the startup of Promega Corporation, which now has almost 1,500 employees in 17 countries. In 1978, I approached the dean of the School of Pharmacy, David Perlman, and asked him if I could use laboratory facilities to not only complete a research grant, but also to begin developing the processes for purifying molecular biology enzymes, and these would become the initial product line for the company that I was beginning. So he responded and he said, Bill, you have 1 year, and if after 1 year you're not successful, you can leave. And he said, if I am successful, I can still leave. And a year later, in fact, I left the school and I found a small concrete block building in Fitchburg, just south of Madison. And that's where the company began, and that's where it started in Fitchburg. So in addition to the education provided to me by the university here, I also began the business in Madison. A significant milestone was reached last year when we created a nonprofit medical research organization with the university hospitals and clinics as our major affiliate organization. The purpose of this newly created USONA Institute is to investigate and operationalize new therapies for relieving psychological distress as a result of life-threatening illness. Together with the for-profit business, we have structured these two organizations to last in perpetuity, providing this community with an asset based on human creativity and innovation that will last far beyond my lifetime. Promega is a business with purpose, supporting the development of human potential as our primary goal in these efforts. We've also come to understand the significance of developing relationships at deep levels with customers, employees, consultants, and most importantly, understand the relationship that we have within ourselves. And so today I want to celebrate the deep and significant relationship that I personally have had with UW-Madison for 42 years and express my gratitude for the pivotal role that this institution has had in the creation and support of both USONA and now the nonprofit USONA, Promega and the nonprofit USONA Institute. And altogether, these organizations have had and will continue to have significant impact in this community, this country, and the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. Congratulations.
I call upon Professor John Bosky to bring forward Michael Splinter. Mr. Michael Splinter, a two-time graduate of this university, is a forward-thinking leader of many years in the semiconductor industry. With a deep understanding of technology and how to make innovative products more affordable through sophisticated manufacturing, he had a prominent role at Intel as the company crossed new frontiers in the world of microchips. As CEO of Applied Materials, he helped transform production of solar cells into a viable, meaningful source of renewable energy at a time when the world needs it most. He and his company have set a high standard for the type of components that enable cutting-edge mobile devices, increasing performances while reducing power use. In addition, his commitment to the community has taken him around the world, supporting local schools and food banks, as well as distant villages needing electrical power. Chancellor Blank, on the recommendation of the faculty, and by the vote of the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I present Michael Splinter to receive the degree Honorary Doctor of Science.
Michael Splinter In recognition of your distinguished career, combining business acumen with technological innovation, the University of Wisconsin at Madison confers on you the degree of Honorary Doctor of Science. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Blank. Becky. It is truly a humbling experience to receive this degree from Wisconsin. This university has changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of graduates. You'll only know how much years from now. But I certainly appreciate the impact it's had on my life. And I'd also like to congratulate all of you who are graduating this spring who actually had to write their thesis and defend it. I'd like to recognize my wife, Pat, and my family. They've just been amazing support. And I'd like to thank Ian Robertson and John Bosky for their nomination here, because without them, I wouldn't be here tonight. You know, the semiconductor is the greatest invention of the 20th century. And I was lucky enough to have been able to work with computer chips all of my adult life. It has been just a wonderful adventure. My father owned a TV store in Horicon, Wisconsin. Tinkering with electronics was how I spent time with my dad. Most homes have a play area. We had a radio room. We made amplifiers and radios and fixed TVs. You may not know, but modern electronics has Wisconsin DNA. John Bardeen invented the transistor. Jack Kilby gave us the integrated circuit. So when I came to Madison, I knew I wanted to be an electrical engineer. And 40 years later, I still think the chip industry is the most exciting on earth. Modern life has been totally transformed beyond recognition by semiconductors. We have produced what my friend Tom Friedman calls the new flat world, where technology is the equalizer. It's changed the way people speak up, the way they communicate, and the way they speak out. You know, people often ask me, what's the key to the future? And I'd say to you and to most young people, dream the improbable and the impossible and take the risks necessary to make it happen. When I look back at my career, it's clear to me that much of my success happened when I spoke out, pushed for change, was creative. And after all, innovation doesn't come from those who play it safe. So don't be afraid of failure. After all, you are going to fail. And after that, you'll unleash something spectacular. The world is changing fast. The future will be characterized by innovations that reimagine business, transportation, healthcare, and education. And those people, companies, universities, and countries that do it first and best will be the ones that prosper in the 21st century. Remember, the future is about potential, possibilities, and promise. We have the dreams, you have the dreams, to make an incredible tomorrow. We need only the passion, courage, and some of that fearless sifting and winnowing. And so I thank you for this honor tonight. And it's especially important to me. I consider myself a lifelong Badger. And certainly I think my dad would have been proud that all that tinkering in the end was put to good use. Thank you very, very much, and on Wisconsin.
It is my great pleasure to introduce Professor Michael Larone and members of the university's School of Music Band, who are going to play our musical selection tonight, Songs to Thee, Wisconsin, arranged by Professor Larone. Thank you to Professor Larone and to all the band members today. Now, for the conferral of degrees, I call upon Wendy Crone, Interim Dean of the Graduate School.
Candidates for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Musical Arts, and Master of Fine Arts will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Crone.
These scholars have devoted significant time to graduate study and research. In addition, they have defended theses or presented exhibitions that have been accepted by faculty committees as substantial contributions signifying scholarly or professional achievement in their respective fields. They are presented for the highest academic recognition in their fields given by the university: the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Musical Arts, or Master of Fine Arts.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Graduate School, and under the authority granted by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I confer on all of you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Musical Arts, or Master of Fine Arts. In testimony thereof, you will receive your diplomas. Candidates will please be seated until marshals instruct you to proceed to the platform.
Caleb Seacrest. Philip Kallmeyer. Sean Johnston. Martha Malin. Xiaojun Tan. Sarah Corpy. Susune Arthur. Allison Supa. Irene Ray. Qianming Huang. Danielle Safer. Danielle Albers Safer. Jennifer Lee Nunez. Bethany Reinfeld. Daniel Millhouse. Glenn DeNicola. Chelsea Anderson. Heather Pickering. Krista Lewandowski. Thomas Kish. Alice Astarita. Sung-hee Lee. Allison Gordon Lynch. Ziepeng Shea. Shannon Davis. Hao Wong. Yu Yu. Adam Mendelman. James McFarland. Angel Rene Del Valle Echeverra. Janelyn Kokol Marzu. Audrey Kalile. Audrey Fortico. Aaron Renane. Travis McCaw. Pauya Temorpur. Abdulsait Aykut. Neil Christian Shocknick. Andrew Brighty. Elizabeth Julia Prose. Joshua Saupe. Matthew Brookhart. Anya Lim. Dane Stachinsky. Benjamin Golden. Mary Jate. Joel Gaston. Suzanne King. Zibo Zhao. Hao Zhang. Ashley Marie Brinkman. Daniel Luchop. Matthew Fredrickson. Yu Gyu. Jung Hung Sao. Jared Edward Knowles. Carson Cook. Brian Rosen. Meredith Johnson. Patrick Ritt. Nihal Kormaz. Graham Irwin. Jesse P. Matir. Yu Young Kyung. Brian Kraus. Wan Jun Jung. Witawat Seirong. Tai Dong Kim. Tova Yost Hull. Myra Pastori. Kyu Rim Kyung. Ankit Pokhrel, Mike Beatty, Benedict Ippolito, Danielle Stewart, Hao Yang Fan, Wen Zhang, Yan Chen, Amy Smith, Leah Sammartino, Kyle Rack, Chen Shi Yang, Chandler Zhou, Jin Zheng, Taijin Kim, Yi Liu, Shiji Zhang, Joshua Reed, Keegan Korthowell, Ning Leng, Sung Kyung Lee, Victoria Valentine Bauner, Sarah Kyampar, Karen Boru Chen, Emily Adams, Vincent Davey, Corey Allen Linsmeyer, Robert Stepik, Alexander Latska, Daniel Spelink, Brian James Harvey, Insia Kiao, Ashley Hink, Jennifer Cohane, Jude 2J Martitgan, Naresh Kude, Deepak Patil, Gilsu Choi, Juan Gu, Miles McNutt, Evan Elkins, Kristen Hughes, Shang Ma, Jae Yoon Shin, William Akite, Hong Bao Meng, Karishma Desai, Barbara Escobar, Jia Yu, Deepti Pachura, Shane Lee Su, Gabriela Monahava, Thomas Conkling, Terrence Peterson, Jing Tao, Gulkatin Kolu, Jinyi Jinny Chen, Chuanchi Lin, Hector Sandoval, Amanda Golke, Victoria Udulova, Joanna Sirda, Ariana Zaprinova, Christopher Reynolds, Lisa Melina Rodriguez, Edward Hinson, Boone Lord Vispercha, Micah Morton, Bernadette Kapp, Heather Walder, Elizabeth Jackson, Jessica Mason, Charity Hyman, Gary Stang, Hao Min Wan, Michael Scott Greenwood, Andrew Yankovic, Mylan Gadre, Kuo Tian, Benjamin Rosen, John Van Arsdale, David Earhart, Harshavardhan Kalatur, Emily Madsen, Mark Rodart, Andrew Holstein, Aisha Ozgadan, Mario Mandoka, Christina Rencontre, Janine Shinoda, Michael Brooks Arnstein, Shilun Wu, Robert Torre, Emily Hickey, Maggie Alexandra Snyder, Amanda Joan Lovell, Wan Hong, Embark Bado, Jiang Liu, Heidi Chen, Jennifer Chakowski, Tyson Williams, William Umbo, Kao Yi Ling, Dana Deeringer, Darren Pilcher, Andrew Winters, Megan Kirkmeyer Young, Fatima Hanak, Pimchanak Stapumakpi, Eric Lance, Finku Sisto, Judy Hines, Janelle Steves, Megan Sismashu, Kara Mahler, Seja Falcondine, Emily Chin, Jongmin Lim, Kelsey Diane White, Yana Martin, Federique Fichtner, Du Soo Yoon, Woo Hyun Yu, Fahad Alkayat, Kristen Murfin, Shane McMahon, Chewei Cheong, Brandon Wright, Ifna Igibir, Tyler Fowler, Toby Garrett, Hamid Reza Gamshi, Sumaya Sarishta, Sungjin Kim, Srinath Sridharan, Gagan Gupta, Lin Hai Song, James Vogel, Xiao Chai, Chuan Chi, David Palfreman, Tina Katie, Charles Ray Easley, Mitchell Schaefer, Corey Wood, Nelson Lobos, Marina Danes, Ursula Orozco, Megan Messino, Abigail Rejala, Sharon Dubois, Nishant Sule, Yanbing Shi, Muhammad Dogan, Ishil Ishler, Yating Tuong, Na Zhao, Sarah Walker, Joshua Fishman, Lindsay Wrighton, Lauren Eady, Anna Christina Fuldosa, Megan Cavanaugh Rothschild, TJ Kaladigis, Gerardo Montula, Brianne Litz, Sonny Shoemaker, Brian J. Webster, Jose Pablo Dumbarayas, Alejandra Itzel Huerta, Kelly Heiser, Rosemarie Brumbolo, Gareth Brayshaw, James Bennett, Jennifer Lean, Mili Chong, Joseph Greer, Ellen Kaw, Tai Chin, Rao Fu, Jing Kang, Maya Warren, Bahar Inankur, Daniela Busiglio, Jacqueline Mitnacht, Rachel Lenhart, Brendan Floyd, Amelia Jane Nestler, Joshua Carson, Beatrice McNinda, Kelsey Marie Morgan, Jacob Meyer, Keith Train-Borowski, Aninruda Opoida, Ronald Kerskilo Flores, Thomas Schwartz, Ricky Alamillo, Benjamin Wilson, Jessica Mishka Lewis, Drew Anderson, Sue Ji Lin, Burke Yabagos, Stephen Selwood, Jesse Heinerai, Susanna Ress, Taylor Starnes, Elizabeth Harvey, Catherine Marie Milanidich, Yu Ying Lam, Lindsay Boteng, Lori Donnell, Katie Swanson, Colette Fisher, Daryl Wessener, Amanda Spalter, Margaret Altschiffer, Brittany Bice Urbach, Lori Beth Vincent, Tiffany Bourne, Stacy Blasco, Ye Kyung Lee, Mona K. Foy, Brad Piazza, Hussein Almakeh, Bandar Ahonesa, Soon Young Kim, Stephanie Sorensen, Kwang Sun Jun, Jun Ming Sui, Claudia Sanabria, David Niles, Afshin Samia Kalnatri, Silas Johnson, Tatiana Schneider. Nicole Bowman-Farrell. Sung Ho Young. Shi Shang Shen. Deborah Muganda Ripchen. Christine Pendo Muganda. Marsha Elizabeth Modest. Johan Kim. Kyo Lee. Alexandra Lyon. Beth Nevis. Mary Saunders Boulan. Adrian Shelton. Laura Dunnick. Brendan Reed. Naftali Weinberger. Haley Clatterbuck. Angela Richardson. Sean Block. Vanessa Cook. Simon Balto. Bushra Actus. Michael Loescher. Andrew Wentland. Eric Schraben. Daniel Schrader. James Shelley McKay. Nan Lee. Yuan Jiang Ko. Xuan Liang. Paul Wrighton. Heather Aiken. Peter Kinsley. Jahi Kya. Celeste Hunter. Richardson Adai Mununkum. Rory Wakeup. Wanisha Spry Miskundu. Annie Rubel. Wentao Wu. Yinan Lee. Heng Guo. Ashley Painenstrong. Jennifer Lynn Brookhart. Amar Naji. Jessica Gross. Ishani Day. Abhiram Arun Kumar. Patricia Cho. Colleen Ricker. Peter Jin Han. Cheng Lian. August Maye. Sean Dennis. Patrick Hurley. Amanda Convery. Peter Wilson. Peter Scully. Surendra Prajaprabari. Tyler Bradshaw. Kurt Lunsford. Amy Canestra. Olivia May Little. Woon Kyung Lee. Meg Turville Heights, Jessica Conaway, Jill Hopke, Andres Merchant, Peter Muschenheim, Kushal Sinha, Rob Bender, Joseph Murfin, William Egar, Alicia Hole, Katie Jo Clowers, Bomi Kim Hirsch, Jan Yosum, Zaya Savala Yashira, Madi Hamzit, Rodrigo Barraza, Yenje Zhou, Wei Ting Chen, Charles Hatt, Atul Ingle, Aurelie Zuniga, Zhao Wong, Yu Yan, Andrew Hoy, Shengfei Zhao, Zhang Liu, Zhao Yangxiang, Marion Halls, Mariko Hasebe, Ariana Horn, Daniel Hummel, Ambalikal Kadria, Benjamin Miller, Catherine Sherwin, Juzamon, Shunyu Chan, Joseph Iwudzi, Eleonora Hicks, Rachel Fish, Toshika Maddox, Fang Ye, Yun Sung Choi, Jungik Jin, Danya Kim, David Belair, Robert Mansky, Laura Cuesta, Ru Dolly Carr, Brian C. Gibbs, and Herrera Ward, Kathleen Klaus, Dasil Kyo, Jeffrey Paller, Walter Scott, Noah Van Dam, Matthew Blessinger, Lu Tui, Jay Lim, Vishwadeepa Dastikari, Hue Nguyen Pachuk, Aditi Kanheri, Rashi Srinivanacha, Rangarajan, Hee-Jun Choi, Christina Diaz, Jeremy Field, Gwenda Lin, Peter Nasuti, Leah Larson-Rabin, Meir Kartel, Sammy Oklam, John Liu, Loka Ashwood, Jason Orn, Derek Mattern, Mikey Swanberg, Casey Pfeifferburn, Caitlin Quinn, Eileen Habig, Kristen Allison, Gregory Lyons, Jenna Laquia, Samuel Munez, Mike Edwards, John Cooper, Riley Kaufman-Faison, Sabrina Roos, Robert Childs, Kelly Wilhelm, Jonah Connor, Joshua Pope, Ann Hoffman-Gonzalez, Maria Gijia, Mariana Beversdorf, Kristen Linsmeyer, Julia Goldberg, Alicia Van Orman, Amanda Gierek, Catherine Oswald, Sean Gullickson, Tori Kulo, Yasin Tunch, Jacob Tutalyan, Rebecca Tarsa, Virginia Piper, Andrew Kay, Jenna Kropp, Yaldong Yo, Gilbert Vial-Banzo, Gia Lopez, Cher Contreras, Christopher Crowley, Shamika Powell, Daniel Gall, Beth Dulsing, Yeonju Kang, Saili Suhil Kulkarni, Ijung Min, Brooke Marie Garalski Kumbaljin, Christine Kim, Yafyang Cheng, Elisa Damnursawad, Namtawat Tatyaburub Tamtham,
Trevor Reese, Kaylin Fleck.
I now call upon Robert Golden, Dean of the School of Medicine and Public Health.
Candidates for the degrees: Doctor of Medicine, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Master of Physician Assistant Studies, Master of Public Health, and Master of Science, Medical Genetics, will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Golden.
These scholars have successfully completed the requirements of the courses of study in medicine, physical therapy, physician assistant studies, public health, and medical genetics. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Medicine and Public Health, I present these candidates for degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Medicine and Public Health, and under the authority granted by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Medicine, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Master of Physician Assistant Studies, Master of Public Health, or Master of Science Medical Genetics. In testimony thereof, you will receive your degrees. Candidates, please be seated until the marshals instruct you to proceed to the platform.
Rebecca Lynn Mitchell. Trista Jean Stowatsky-Oringler. Mallory Olson. Ashley Malio. Allison Gagios. Sholu Unki Umoyevon. Brittany Bernardoni. John Scherer. Elizabeth George. Sarah Casey. Alyssa Guslitz. Andrew Thorson. Peter Yankee. Hannah Miller. Maggie Moses. Joanna Zerko. Colton Thompson. Kimberly Van Ryzen. Megan Attridge. Sean Weinberg. Kelly Kadunk. Mark Robitaille. Lauren Krieger. Van An Quintran. Jennifer Marie Very Jacobson. Zach Flume. Evan Peisig. Stanislaw Mielowski. Bornali Kundu. Adam Zamzo. Lindsay Watry. Allison Grace. Nicole Kemps. Laura Hanks. Carolyn Schreiber Halbach. Hannah Rayner. Mary Eloise Erickson. Megan Fanta. Eric Stotts. Matthew Boble. Elizabeth Wood. Kathleen Chybowski. Heather Nettig. John Slezak. Walter Bear. Christopher Boyd. Nicole Adami. Katya Francesvik. Lauren Halbach Walsh. Susan Jane Vihar. Molly Ann Day. Benjamin Richard Wisely. Melanie Shar. Kylene Drager. Emily Stay. Stephanie Z. Barth. Claire Flanagan. Matthew Hoffman. Lucas Keene. Marvin Dingle. Paul Stevens. Matthew Fisher. Callista Campbell. Patrick Meyer. Raymond Klein. Nicholas Hendren. Augustine Zeiss Jr. Allison All. Jamie Gaynor. Quinn Kirschner. Roberto Stenberg. Mick Kelly. Murti Usamu. Joshua Fast. Nicole Martin. Jennifer Schramm. Megan Trainer. Mohammed Khalil Hara. Colby Cantu. Victor Gonzalez. Ariel Clayman, Joshua Tarpley, Carol Gabiezer Philippi, Sarah Michelle Vrabeck, Michael Kessler, Thomas Cassini, Faraz Godusi, Samuel Matthews, Nathan Swenson, Benjamin Joel Lippenot, Lauren Michelle Brown, Matthew Brown, Andrew Wentland, Kiona Bodine, Amy Elizabeth Parins, Linda Mulder, Kay McMahon, Elizabeth Hank, Ashley Howard, Allison Kaymaker, Carla Wethall, Andrea Gust, Catherine Martin, Erica Therese Kane, Rachel Stuttle, Bree Dio, Micah Hung, Masami Glimes, Taylor Larson, Bo Sue, Amanda Toma, Kriti Rishi, Olivia Dudek, Christopher Raymond Wagner, Benjamin James Kaplinski, Lauren Coughlin, Wendell H. Chadstein, Kayla Brenner Peisig, Danielle Smith, Jordan Dykman, Cherie Walter, Cody Frederick, Alana Mirko, Jordan Manley, Somya Adibutya, Ryan Burns, Dubara Stuckey, Elizabeth Gust, Amanda Cleary, Ashley West, Megan Brothen, Ray Nye, Brian M.W. Van Dyke, Nicole Ann Detmering, Catherine Klaus, Jessica Dietz, Hannah Vogt, Fonzo Smith, Raisa McArdor, Kelsey Figg, Amanda Field Haglund, Paul Larson, Sarah Stonick, Elizabeth Patey, Brian Trevorrow, Stacy Breckney, Holly Anstey, Lindsay Stanek, Chris Myatt, Grayson Wickham, Benjamin Williams, Guillermo Contreras, Kelsey Spurka, Cody Halber, Emma Williams, Bo Dobson, Krista Willie, Caitlin Peterson, Gina Craig, Kristen Golnick, Amy Legal, Amy Agather, Brianna Nelson, Megan Kavanaugh Grow, Lauren Otto, Shelby Siren,
I now call upon Mark Markell, Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and Master of Science, Comparative Biomedical Sciences will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Markell.
These scholars have successfully completed the requirements of the courses of study in veterinary medicine and comparative biomedical sciences. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Veterinary Medicine, I present these candidates for degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Veterinary Medicine and under the authority granted by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine or Master of Science, Comparative Biomedical Services. In testimony thereof, you will receive your degrees. Candidates, please be seated until the marshals instruct you to proceed to the platform.
Matthew Hamilton, Kelly Flowers, Emily Asleson, Ashley Anderson, Alex Hintz, Grace Price, Tyler Maharius, Colby McIntyre, Justin P. Hess, Dan Keeler, Chelsea Crawford, Kara Wallish, Joy Parker, Robin Fortney, Mary Calhoun, Carrie Musgrave, Elizabeth Holt, Amanda Sampson, Allison Schreiner, Lindsay Schultz, Jennifer Resch, Alicia Nieczewski, Katie Knoll, Kelly Schultz, Laura Olensky, Krista Carlson, Barack Obama, Megan Humphrey, Anna Martel Arquette, Margaret Guzman, Maria Cardona, Lauren Pash, Kimberly Hassan, Jesse Hermes, Nyla Smith, Logan Funk, Diane O'Brien, Brianne Summer, Matt Slentz, Laura Purdy, Catherine Bargren, Marla Krantz, Adrian Felix, Carolyn Ham, Lauren Heisel, Mila Lee, Naomi Kuiper, Krista Cascaru, Heather Bordy, Garrett Bloomer, Christine Harb, Jack Gettyman, Sushant Rana, Jacob Kinster, Brian Schumacher, Carrie Schwartz, Dorothy Jackson, Elizabeth Casper, Teresa Linder, Teresa Kaiser, Emily Pierce, Kyle Stalps, Cody Steinhauer,
I now call upon Steve Swanson, Dean of the School of Pharmacy.
Candidates? Oh, I like that. Go ahead. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Swanson.
These scholars have successfully completed requirements of the course of study in pharmacy. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Pharmacy, I present these candidates for degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Pharmacy, and under the authority granted by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy. In testimony thereof, you will receive your diplomas. Candidates, please be seated until the marshals instruct you to proceed.
Michael Van Sistine, Gabrielle Russell, Amy Amon, Maria Paulina Duarte, Reginald Camps, Trisha Pennoni, Ryan Crass, Jeremy Hussein, Julie Krall, Teresa Muar, Jasmine Dockery, Angelina Bowles, Martia Hunt, Navo, Caroline Walker, Louisa Kursentetsky, Jillian Hanley, Lisa Sardusai, Rima Kolodi, Christy Wittenberg, Beth Gribble, Carrie Rodovich, Linnea Braden, Catherine Cerny, Caitlin Rose Lemmer, Bethany Clara Helgren, Catherine Gartner, Catherine Seidler, Claire Seidler, Eric Rowe, Emmanuel Giobilli, Catherine Mechtel, Jennifer Bickle, Megan Learned, Chelsea Pintz, Elizabeth Duchette, Jason Detry, Christopher Holstein, Caitlin Kremzar, Erin Napier, Danielle Mabry, Kristen Gowan, Christine Kuyak, Mary Kinuthia, Alexandra Skabinski, Amy Sunderland, E. Shi, Mo Hamdan, James Schumacher, Mackenzie Neagle, Karu Buck, Catherine Barris, Aaron McAllister, Justin DeFlorian, Lucas Brown, Sarah Nemi, Lindsay Kruba, Eric Siegenthaler, Christian Holm, Andrew Bognar, Amanda Rounds, Lauren Margot Quart, Kelsey Powell, Olya Witowski, Caitlin Ewert, Andrew Buchner. Michelle Boder. Lindsay Horneck. Matt Montgomery. Brett McClone. Carol Lam. Young Mi. Kristen Canole. Julia Schiefelbein-Egan. Ryan Dilly. Ryan Kerston. Trevor Brish. Colby Scar. Christopher Fry. Jeffrey Curlis. Ryan Miller. Jonathan Kemfert. Matthew Ansay. Alexandra Corbett. Easton Kopmeyer. Trevor Thorpe. Clayton Petros.
I now call upon John Carl Scholes, Dean of the College of Letters and Science.
Candidates for the degree Doctor of Audiology will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Scholes.
These scholars have successfully completed the requirements of the course of study in audiology. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Letters and Science, I present these candidates for degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Letters and Science, and under the authority granted by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I confer on you the degree Doctor of Audiology. In testimony thereof, you will receive your diplomas. Please proceed to the platform.
Jennifer Greneveld. Megan Costanzo. Colleen Ireland. Emily Jans. Ava Lopez. Tori Ashton. Susan Patricia Vondolen. Krista Sershin. Chelsea Ann Conrad.
I now call upon Catherine May, Dean of the School of Nursing.
Candidates for the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice will please rise. Chancellor Blank. These scholars have successfully completed requirements of the course of study in advanced nursing practice. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Nursing, I present these candidates for degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Nursing, and under the authority granted by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I confer on you the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice. In testimony thereof, you will receive your diplomas. Please proceed to the platform.
Cheryl St. Martin, Cynthia Carlson, Jessica Becker, Anne-Marie Ransom, Caitlin Shannon, Annette Korth. Whitney Lingenfelter. Megan Kennedy.
One last round of applause for all of our graduates. Congratulations to our graduates. Thanks to the family members and friends whose support and encouragement made today possible. Good luck to each and every one of you, and on Wisconsin. To conclude the celebration, please join Professor LeCrone and the University School of Music Band in singing Varsity.